Morning folks, welcome to an OCC Queensland Daily Weather Wrap. Today the 22nd of March 2023. My name's Chris Nitzo. This update brought to you by TownsvilleSheds.com, our major sponsor. Check them out if you're in the market for a shed-safe accredited shed. Alright, we've got a big blob of rain and storms out here to the north of Willis Island. That's not coming onto the coastline. We are getting some of the waste products from that, getting just sort of nudging the coastline with a very bit of light patchy rain, but not the actual main trough area itself. Outside of that, we're seeing shower activity on the northeast Cape coastline. For those of you playing at home, you can see our low pressure system is located just up here. There's a bit of curvature in that flow. It's a very weak circulation. You can see any of the deeper convection located well to the southeast of the circulation, but there is some element there of a circulation in the northeastern Coral Sea at the moment. System's about 1,000 kilometres to the northeast of Townsville. It's been moving, it's moved about 1,100 kilometres westwards in the last couple of days, but it's showing absolutely no sign of any intensification whatsoever. You can see it just on the edge of the screen there on the forecast modelling, and then you can see it tracking westwards as the day goes on into tonight. You can see it pushing just that little bit further to the west, and you can see it sort of maintaining a very weak west or slow westerly motion. And once again, the circulation remains extremely weak. It does look as though over the next over the 48 to 72 hour period, it might try and develop a bit more of a circulation on its northern side. So there may be some weak or some level of intensification. I wouldn't even call it intensification. I'd call it more development. But we're not anticipating that system to become a tropical cyclone. And you can see by Friday there, the system just developing a slightly stronger circulation, but once again remaining well below cyclone threshold. What we're interested in though is that there's going to be a trough attached to this system, attached to another system down in New Caledonia, and attached up here in the Arafura Sea. And we're interested in a circulation that could develop in the Arafura Sea as we go into the weekend or early next week. So that becomes our main interest area longer term. So at this stage, this system doing nothing, just sort of mucking around up there in the northern Coral Sea for an extended period of time. Right, let's move on to today's weather. We've got shower activity around southeast Queensland being enhanced by a very weak little surge in the southeasterly flow just there. A couple of isolated showers around the eastern seaboard, and obviously scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms across the Cape York Peninsula today. In the afternoon today, we could see some isolated convection around the Mount Isa district. Once again, these showers in southeast Queensland just shifting a little bit further northwards through the day. And then as we go into this evening and tonight, you can see there's more than likely going to be a continuation of that big blob of convection out there off the northeast coast of Queensland and off the east coast of the peninsula region. But that blob is primarily expected to remain offshore this evening and tonight. Now, tomorrow morning is a different tale. You can see that that blob is starting to come onto the coastline around Lockhart River down to Cowan or east of Cowan, and maybe even sort of nudging the coast up around Cooktown, Cape Melville area as well. So that blob does look as though it wants to push a little further west overnight tonight into early tomorrow. That might also help to enhance some shower activity around the Daintree coast in the morning as well. And you'll notice tomorrow, no big showers for southeast Queensland. That shower activity gradually, if you've been paying attention, just shifted northwards as the day goes on, but obviously not quite as robust, that shower activity tomorrow compared to today. As it gets up into central Queensland, that southeasterly surge weakens as it pushes northwards. You can see some nice falls around southeast Queensland, particularly north of Brizzy, with that shower activity, and those showers gradually shifting northwards into the Wide Bay and Capricornia. Although the further north we go, the less shower activity we get out of it as it pushes northwards and the surge weakens. Isolated convection out west, you can see that reflected in the chart here. Not much rain associated with that, but it could be a lightning strike that'll disrupt mining operations. Out there in northeast Queensland, we can see lots of showers around the northeast coastline. Very hit and miss sort of shower activity, but the mountain ranges will help you get your fair share if you're on that section of coastline or just inland of the coastline. And you can see the Daintree region, just maybe a little slight enhancement of shower activity there, especially once that blob starts to move westwards and eventually comes onto the coast around the northern Cape or eastern Cape region. You can see the eastern Cape region expecting to see significant rainfall over the next 24 hours or so. Obviously, Boaties, it's a no-go. Central Queensland, Northern Queensland, even Southeast Queensland, it's a no-go today. As we go into tomorrow, the expectation is Southeast Queensland winds will settle down, but Central and North Queensland winds will be maintained, so still a no-go tomorrow. And while our little low and trough out there in the northern Coral Sea is mucking around, we're still going to see southeasterly winds across Central and North Queensland be maintained for an extended period of time. Speaking of extended periods of time, if you want to have a look further ahead with us, head over to join.ozcyclonechasers.com.au. We go way further ahead than just the next 24 hours, and we deep dive into things with a fair bit more detail. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you tomorrow.